Hello. Long time no see. I mean, not really. I've been kind of posting videos, but I wanted to do a little hangout because anytime I get the content making stuff out, I'm like, what if I did 8 million more things? And I was recording a review, well, a bunch of reviews. So if you want to at least hear my voice more, that is a thing that's existing more on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, more, that will be happening there much more than videos necessarily. I mean, like, videos are still happening, but, like, me having time to post full video reviews, probably not happening as much, but doing, like, a quick audio review, sort of like lo-fi as I'm kind of, like, describing it, that's happening over there. So I was just recording much of that, and I was like, "You know what? I could do a little catch up. I could do a little how's it going?" This is my first week in forever that I've actually even had downtime. Like, weeks. Weeks. So long. So, it's not that I don't wanna make content, it's that I just don't have time. Also, my mic is, like, right here. Let me know if it's okay. It seems like it's okay, but if it needs to be closer, I can do that. But right now it's off camera, which is nice. So, hello, Chaos. Hello, Kim. Hi, Ben. Hi, Jillian. Hello, hello. I haven't done this in so long. It sounds right to me. Excellent. I love that because remember when I would try to set up like whole beautiful live streams and I do love that. I don't have it in me anymore. This is actually this room is very cute. Let me tell you. This office, so cute. Look at my little sleeping Bulbasaur. Isn't he the cutest? My book's about to fall off my desk. I rearranged my like desk situation a little bit ago. Um yeah. So I I love it. I love it now. Um Ellie, hello. Rachel, hello. Just want to run. Oh, let me do this. Remember the days you did powerlifting? Just wanted to say that you were very motivating back then. You mentioned doing that. Thank you. I don't powerlift as much anymore, but what I do, and also why I haven't had time, is I rock climb. God damn it! If you guys haven't noticed that my nails have been gone, it's because I took up bouldering, indoor bouldering, like a fuck in August, and can't climb with long nails, and it hurts me to not have them. But it also would be not fun to not climb. So, I sometimes will put them on the little, like, actual press-ons for, like, a day because it hurts me. But yeah, so now I boulder. Yeah, it's intense. So one of the reasons I was so busy lately is because for the last 5 weeks I did a bouldering league, which was stupid because I'm not like good enough to necessarily do that. Here's the thing. It's not that I'm not good enough. It's that so many people do that are so competitive and it is a league, but like I wasn't trying to be competitive and I was just doing it with a friend and we weren't being like serious. Um and you have to only climb during certain times and it's after work and it's so busy and everyone's watching you, which is my fucking nightmare. Where usually I like to climb like 3 times a week. Sometimes once is after work, but like later at night because my gym's open till like 11 o'clock. So I'll go at like 9 and do a little bit. Otherwise, I go in the afternoon on Fridays and Sundays. And it's nice. And I also took up yoga. I go to at least one yoga class a week. And now that it's nice out, I've started biking again, which is really fun. Trying to be less dependent on the car. That is, I'm watching a lot of urbanist YouTube. So really trying to like not with the car. Um, so yeah, that's been taking up my time, along with witchcraft and lots of fun stuff, a consistent board gaming day, going to a Korean spa near me. You guys are at all familiar with the Chicago area? It's called King Spa. It's great. I go like once a month. I still have my 2 partners that I've been seeing for over a year now. Who is she? Uh, yeah, I do things. I have lots of hobbies. I've taken making chainmail. What else have I done? Um, I don't know. Remember when this was my only hobby? I do. Which is it's great, but I'm like, I don't know how people, like, have other hobbies and do YouTube full time. Like, I truly don't. I truly don't know. Yeah, astounding to me. I yeah, like, the only reason I could have made content as much as I did for the 8 years that I made content, like, so consistently, and it's not I'm not giving up on content, but, like, the way that I could do it as almost a part-time job back then was because I wasn't doing anything else. Like, now that I have a life that would be so interesting to film, right? Like, my life now is, like, very engaging, but I don't want to film it because I just wanna do it. So mature. Um, yeah, it's wild. Um, yeah, and the thing is so Jillian, you're saying I struggle having other hobbies with just reading, so I can't imagine. Yeah, and the thing is I've still managed to read, like, on average 6 books a month. Some of those have been I've gotten able to read more, like, nonfiction and stuff too, and, like but it it I don't know how I was still able to read. I mean, granted, I was like when I was peak YouTube, what I was reading like 17 books a month sometimes, which that could never happen, but I'm still reading like a consistent clip. Tally. Tally's still the way that she's always been. Ma'am, ma'am, all the windows are open in the house because it's nice out. And people are daring to walk by. Miss Ma'am, do you want to see your adoring fans? Come here. Do you want to see the people? She's looking at me like, no. You want to come here? Come here. Good girl. Very smart. She's ambivalent. Um, so yeah, doing I don't even know what I was talking about. Just doing all that. Bethany saying it's been wow, this been over a year. So happy for you. Thank you. Yeah, it's where does time go? Time is a flat circle. It's like I don't know. But I will say, with all the hobbies, one of the things that's been um, making it so I can do other hobbies is I TikTok is I'm not, it has to be gone. Which it's not completely gone. I have not found the strength to delete it, but I now have it app blocked every weekday, and it's only available on weekends. And I'm so busy on weekends that I don't have time to sit there and scroll on it all day. So as such, I'm not really making TikTok content, which is kind of fine. I think TikTok content is like a slippery slope of just like you're making it so you're watching a ton of whatever. And like again, when I have other hobbies, I don't necessarily want to be engaging a ton with just like content. Um, And yeah, I'm not wasting as much time on TikTok. My brain still wants to open Instagram Reels sometimes though, which is a shittier algorithm and less fun. But because I've not been on TikTok, I don't know in the book world, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Kim, you did ask you get a new tattoo. I don't think I've gotten a new tattoo that I haven't shown you guys. This guy was like the fall. So I haven't gotten anything new, but that's my newest. My little guy. My little my little guy for the Redwall books. Little Martin the Mouse. But yeah, otherwise everything is old. Um, so yeah, I lucked out on not installing TikTok and just seeing whatever gets on YouTube or Twitter, which is valid. Um, TikTok is like a mixed bag for me because I've learned a lot on TikTok and like I've gotten into a lot of stuff from TikTok, but also taken up so much of my time. So like, yeah. So yeah, so because I'm not really on TikTok and then YouTube I'm not watching a lot of BookTube because like where has everyone gone? I mean, I say that as somebody who's like barely making content, right? But like where I don't know who's making content anymore that like I want to watch. I still watch Angela and I still watch Literary Science Alliance. I think her name's Angela, right? Yes. Um and I still watch books like Whoa. Why did I just forget her name? Mara. Um, but then like everybody else, like who like the big booktube content is like lifestyle content now. Like ugh. So this is funny. As someone who's up to date with all the book world drama, it's not worth knowing to be honest. So what I will say about that is I have noticed since taking a step back from the social media stuff and the content making, I don't miss knowing stuff at all. like, like I see some of my friends, Mari, always out in the trenches God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers, but I no longer have the strength to fight with people online. More power to people that do. More power. I can't do it. Like, I do not care. When people are like, "Oh, this author was pretending they were a race they weren't." I don't even wanna know. I didn't know who that author was. That sounds fucking stupid, and I'm so glad I don't know. I don't need to argue with people in my comments anymore. Lovely. So much time back. I'm not on Twitter. Mm, amazing. It's just like, I don't wanna know things unless it's, like, super big and important. I don't wanna know things. Like, I don't wanna hear people being like, "Audiobooks aren't reading." I don't wanna have the same conversations we've had for the last 10 years. I don't wanna and I'm gone. God, and it's nice. It's nice. Do I sometimes be like, "What's the book that people are reading and I don't know about?" I don't know. Sometimes, and maybe I'll pop on here and be like, "Hey guys, what should I be reading?" But generally, I have a full bookshelf out there. I'm fine. I have a couple of years before I catch up. Like, I'm good. I have a friend that doesn't have TikTok, but they will send me reels, and I actually hate it. How am I supposed to look at Stitch videos or find the rest of the story or whatever, or check out the U sounds? The shitty algorithm means the video comments are not usually the target audience, and it's so gross to fall into the toxic. Yeah, reels is a garbage cesspit. Like, it's bad, and YouTube Shorts are worse. Like, for a second there, I was posting some of my TikToks on YouTube Shorts. What kind of just hellscape is that? It's wild. Like, yeah, the algorithm, who's getting the content, whatever, it's just, like, it's shitty, and then the things that I get shown on reels are just, like, not even really in my wheelhouse, and, like, it's just bad. So, yeah, having less social media, who would know? Who'da thunk? Better for the brain. Better for the brain. And not that I'm not on social media, like, I definitely still look into stuff when I get into a niche interest, I'm a searching. I'm on the Instagram, I'm on the TikTok if it's available to me, I'm on the YouTube. But I'm no longer, like, solely existing in one community, like, just the book community, right? Which means, again, I'm not up on all the stuff, but I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine with that. I think I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know, and not from, like, an ignorance, like, whatever place, but just like it's the same shit every couple months, and I am done. I have served my time. I am done. So yeah, I kinda like that. But I will end up hearing about, like, the big things, which is fine with me. But not feeling a need to comment on everything, I love that. I love mm, she's grown. She she has other things to worry about. I touch grass frequently, and it's so nice. And not that I appreciate previous me who didn't have the ability to touch grass all the time. She had lots of time on her hands. Not me anymore. And that's not better or worse. It's just different. So, yeah, it's wild, though. Look at how long my hair is. Do we see? Do we see how like, if I had straight hair, it'd be, like, down here. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. Who who is she? But yeah, so what have I been doing book-wise? I've still been reading. I've still been reading things on my shelf. Not making as much progress on my TBR books as I would like to because I am reading a lot of, like we're reading a lot of witchy books, nonfiction books, sex and sex magic books. Spicy. So if you wanna know about some of those books, I'm probably gonna be talking about them more on my Patreon. 'Cause probably not gonna talk about it on YouTube a ton. But that's sort of like a for personal life and work life, because like a lot of those nonfiction books like can cross over. So that's been interesting. I felt like I've had more time to do that, to like just have time to read things that aren't just like, you know, oh, I need to read for the Hugos or I have to read for this like challenge I'm doing or whatever, which was all still fun, but just got to a point where it like wasn't as engaging to me anymore. Now I'm just like right now, I don't even know what to read right now. I'm thinking I'm gonna start this, Shield Maiden, which is a like Beowulf retelling slash like I think another character that's involved with Beowulf situation. Um, but also right now I just got back into God of War, Ragnarok. which I'm playing forever. I keep like bouncing on and off of it because they have very large cutscenes, and I also don't want the story to end. Um, so yeah. Um, but yeah, so I kind of want to read that, but then because I want to read all the books. This is the last one of my 2023 arcs that I still have because it came out in like October of last year. Um, but then I also want to read other things, and then I have some stuff from the library that I keep getting in. It's just I can't decide what I want. So hopefully this, but we'll see. Are you gonna keep letting it grow? I am. I'm gonna keep letting it grow. This is not quite a happy length yet. I also just need like a haircut and like a shaping situation. But I'm still planning on getting it to like where it was when I started YouTube. We'll see because now I let it have more body than I did back then. And I think that'd be so fun. Like my hair is thin enough that it might like the strands are thin enough that it might start to like weigh down. But like if it can be sort of like bushy and like wild and long, fun, fun. So yeah. What sites do you recommend to sell books on? I haven't sold books online in a minute. Um, I book sometimes, but now these days I take it to like a local used bookstore and trade it in for like either money or credits. Honestly, it's like so much easier. I currently have a stack out there, and I leave a lot of stuff in little free libraries. Again, that depends on where you are. There's like 15 in this neighborhood. Like there's one every couple blocks. So like I can drop off like a whole bunch of books in little free libraries and it's fine. Have you officially decided you aren't reading the Hugos? I think so. I think I watched Angela's video talking about the Hugos and what got nominated. Um, Let me look at nominees for. I feel like it wasn't a ton of stuff that I was like excited about. 2024. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, I might read these and then be like, "Oops." I mean, I've read some of these. Oh, hmm. I mean, some of these I have read. So for best novel, The Adventures of Mina El-Sarafi, read it, loved it. The Saint of Bright Doors, by I'm just reading this, so I can't look up their name right now. I'm gonna say it's Vajra Chen Chandraskera. That we're reading for book club in June, I want to say. Some Dress for Glory by Emily Tesh, I've read and I liked. Starter Villain by John Scalzi, I would read. Translation Stay by Anne Leckie, I would also read, but I'm not like super necessarily hyped to. And Witch King by Martha Wells, I DNF'd. So yeah, none of those are like I must, like I don't know. I've been a little bit like unimpressed with the Hugos lately. Um, and then novellas, Life Does Not Allow Us to Meet. That's short stories. Unfamiliar with that like at all. Mammoths at the Gate by Nevo. I'm gonna read. I own that. The Mimicking of Known Successes by Malka Older. Meh. Rose House by Arcady Martin. Haven't loved Arcady Martin stuff. Seeds of Mercury, which is another short story, and then Thorn Hedge I will read. So like I'm not gonna do it for um ma'am, ma'am. She's the bane of my existence. A naughty dog. Um, so yeah, I feel like making that a challenge when it used to be fun because I was like, oh, cool stuff that I like haven't really heard of. Now I'm kind of like, whatever. I think would I maybe do the nebulas though? I think the nebulas, and then what was the other one that I was gonna maybe do? Mentioned it. Nebula Awards. It's another one. The Ignite. I need to look at what the Ignite nominees are. Because Nebula. I feel like Nebula aligns a bit more with me sometimes. Okay, The Saint of Bright Doors, Water Outlaws by S.L. Huang Wei. I've heard of that author. Translation State Again. The Terraformers by Annalee Newitz. I do like Annalee Newitz's stuff sometimes. And then Shigidi and the Brass Head of. I've never heard this before. Abulafon? That's more intriguing to me. That looks like a better list to me. So maybe. And then The Crane Husband, Thorn Hedge, Untethered Sky, Mimicking of Known Successes, Mammoths at the Gate, and Lin Hun. Maybe. When do they do those? When do they? June. I'm not gonna get all those read in June. Oof. Yeah, Ignite. Let me look at Ignite. Ignite. Awards. I've been impressed with the Ignite Awards nominees in the past. I just haven't necessarily read them. Da, 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 da. No. Okay. Ignite free ballot. Okay. Finalists. Where are you? Where are you? Are they not out yet for this year? Feels like they should be. Feels like they should be. Okay, 2022. Still says 2022 stuff. What? This feels incorrect. Yeah, I mean, last year's like results all looked good. Like last year's novel nominees are so much better than the Hugos. It was Babel, Kakai, which I loved, Siren Queen, The Blood Trials, and The Spear Cuts Through Water. Those are really good. So when it's coming out, you guys are probably telling me in the comments. I'm just not seeing it because I'm reading this. When what do you say? When are you? When are you gonna? Let's see if I can go on their Twitter or their X, as they say. Are you gonna tell me? No. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you guys because maybe you guys know. I think their shortlist is announced at the end of May. Great. Fantastic. Thank you. Um, that is nice. But maybe what? Let you have the summer read them? Maybe? Maybe. Um, so happy for Ragnarok, and yeah, I totally feel it's best in little chunks and love seeing Atreus grow. Atreus is slightly the bane of my existence because he's very annoying as a teenage boy, but I get it, he's annoying. And I like Freya. I'm obsessed with Freya. So I never want Atreus to be around. But yeah, a lot of cutscenes in that game. It's a good game. It's just a lot of cutscenes. Is your neighborhood more residential than the first neighborhood you moved into? It's a similar, like I'm in the same area. But yeah, I'm more like in an actual neighborhood where before I was on a main drag and I had to like walk into neighborhoods. Now I'm only like a few like less than a mile from where I was before. Um, but yeah, I am in solid neighborhood territory, so it's nice. Heard Hades 2 is coming out sometime in the next few months. Will you play it? Absolutely. It is tempting because I had such a fun time playing Hades 1 on Twitch to reinvigorate the Twitch purely for Hades 2. I could not probably commit to more than that. But then I'm like, I can't play it on time. But like simping over Hot Gods with like an audience was fun. Like that was a fun time. So I might because like I basically play that entire game on Twitch. So that means I wouldn't play it as like quickly as I probably would if I was just playing on my own time. But like it's so fun to simp over Hot Gods with people. So I don't know. We'll see. I literally have been forgetting how to even like run a Twitch stream anymore, but I might. Like a limited release like live stream on Twitch specifically for playing that. It's tempting. It's really tempting. Um I love Freya's arc. I was really worried about how it was going to go after the first game ending right, but I love that they subverted it. Oh, she's so good. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. I wish we could play like fully as her, but you can't. But I wish we could. Because I'm obsessed with her. But yeah, so that's my current game that I'm playing through, and I had every intention of this winter playing Baldur's Gate 3, and again, so busy, not to like beat a dead horse, but like so busy that I couldn't even play video games that often. What? Which is why sometimes I think I should balance the reading and like playing video games and stuff. But now that I've like last month was when I started turning off TikTok and making it so I couldn't play during the week. So I'm thinking I'll have more time to even play video games. Like after I finish with this, I'm gonna go play video games. I'm gonna go play Ragnarok. I'm getting towards the end, I think. So I'm like, oh no. Um, but yeah, and then I have a fuck ton of games on Steam. Um, I am tempted to either take my PC out in the living room and attach it to my big TV, which is something my one partner does, and I'm like, "Smart." Or I have a ton of, like, cozy games. I sort of want a Steam Deck. I already have a Switch. I don't know. Or would I just play those on the TV if I moved things? I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause right now Farm Fest is going on, so there's a bunch of farming sim games on that are on sale, and I wanna buy a bunch of them, but I'm like, I will probably only play those if I get a Steam Deck. One of my friends has a Steam Deck, she really likes it. I appreciate Atreus for being a brat just because it's nice to see Kratos try to not perpetuate the bad parenting of gods, but Atreus tests his patience all the time. Valid and true. I do appreciate that, like, the first time Atreus ever saw, like, another teenager who was a woman, he was like absolute simp, like, immediately in love with her. It was very great. My low social battery ass could never. It's funny, I also feel like I've gotten to the point where now I'm like, "You need to stop." Like, all the stuff I'm doing is fun. I have a great group of friends, and, like, I can solidly say I have, like, community now, right? Like, beyond just online community, which I've had for a very long time. But now I have in-person communities. And I'm like, there are times where, like, after last week, I had had a ton of weeks of just, like, nonstop stuff, and then I did indie bookstore day crawl, like, where I did 15 bookstores in one day like I did last year. That was intense, but I loved it, and I was organized better this year. So I did that, and then I got some drinks with friends, and I hung out with my partner that night, and I had hung out with my other partner the night before, and then the next day, what did I have? I had to get up for, like, this, like, vendor expo thing, and then went to girls' game day, and I was supposed to have tarot club that night. Every 2 weeks we do tarot club, and I would had to be like, "I can't do tarot club because I've done so much that I literally can't." And this week I've had Monday I saw my partner last night, but, like, he's chill, and so it wasn't, like, too draining, but, like, Monday, kind of yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I had nothing after work. So nice. So, I'm trying to, like, be better about that, but it really was climbing that, like, the league thing because I was doing league Tuesdays and Thursday nights that, like, my whole week. I know it's only 2 days, but it really feels like my whole week. I purposely set my reading goal way lower than usual this year because I knew I wanted to spend more time playing computer games this year. I think regardless, I can always get to 52, which is what I set it to. But my brain is still like, "You need to read, like, 6 books a month." And I'm like, "You don't actually, if you're not making content all the fucking time." Like, 4 is more than the average person a month. And I'm like, "I want to get through more." Like, I just, like I'm such a little goblin about it, but, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, programmed to read, like, at least 6 a month. But I don't need to. But I don't need to. But I'm like, "But I want to, but I don't need to." It's yeah. I feel like 6 is, like, my jam, though. I don't know. 6 feels, like, pretty good. So, the reason I use audiobooks as my main form of reading is just so I can give at the same time valid. Love reading epic fantasies while I just mess about in JRPGs. Yeah, I can't audiobook and game typically unless I'm doing, like, a farming sim that has, like, a little bit mindless. I've been doing audiobooks in chainmail when I've been doing the chainmail, and then audiobooks on, like, bike rides, walks, cleaning, a lot. I went through an audiobook kick for, like, the last couple months, and then I'm not on one right now, but I'm about to start another one soon. So I didn't read much in April. I'm making my way through Final Fantasy Rebirth. Yes, I still haven't finished the first of the reboot. I need to get back to that. I think I have it on PS4. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's on PS. No, I think it's on PS4. I don't know why I didn't finish that. I just like bounced off of it. Been in such a reading slump since the middle of March. Valid. I almost feel like I'm like because I don't know what to pick next. I feel like I'm sort of in a slump, but like not really because it's not like I just finished something that was like amazing. I did recently finish a study in drowning, which is really good. I really liked it by Ava Reed. I'm getting so much FOMO from not having Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I feel like after God of War, I'm gonna be like, so do Baldur's Gate. But I'm also like, I have a lot of Steam games. So it feels like I shouldn't do Baldur's Gate when I have a ton of Steam games. But Baldur's Gate feels different from like doing my cozy games. But I might still wait because My partner and I played through Divinity Original Sin, who's made by the same people that made Baldur's Gate. We played through the first one, and we just started the second one, and maybe I'll wait until we finish that before I play Baldur's Gate. So, oh, I don't like when they make mini games an important part of games. Mm-mm. I don't like that. I don't like that. No, that makes me upset. No, thank you. I need to look at what I have. Yeah, Divinity 2 so far seems like so much better than Divinity 1. I like Divinity 1, but it was, like, very hokey. Divinity 2 seems, like, kinda legit. So but they did, like, nerf a couple of, abilities, which makes me sad. Because in the first game, I had the, like, sort of like vampire blood walkers ability where I could walk through puddles of blood and, like, get health, where now you have to, like, use an ability to do it. And I'm like, "Boo hiss. I don't wanna have to use a spell slot for this. I just want this as an innate ability." But I am playing as Sabine, who's like an origin that I think usually I'm near but I'm playing as her. So we'll see. Interesting. I was gonna look at my Steam to be like, what do I need to like get through before I play Baldur's Gate? What do I have? What do I have? 240 hours in Divinity 2 and I've yet to finish it? What? I think we had like 60 something hours in Divinity 1. 240. We're not completionists though. We didn't do everything. We did the main story, we did most of the side quests. But I think we had like 12 side quests left. 240? That makes me nervous. We can't be playing it that long. We don't have the strength. Okay. Can you show me my games? Maybe it won't show me on the app. Yes, it will. It should, right? Your store. Maybe not. Because I can't open anything. Maybe it won't let me. Not gonna let me view profile. Inventory. That's what I want. That's what I want. Maybe not? Maybe inventory is something else? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Steam. Okay. Yeah, I have Don't Starve. I have Portal 1 and Portal 2 that I haven't finished at all. Um, I have I played Outer Wilds. I need to finish Cult of the Lamb. Oh, these were just like the items. I thought these were other things. Inventory is just like the things for like badges. It won't show me my actual games. Boo. Oh, that's smart, Bethany. I made a spreadsheet of all my games so I could track what I've and have not completed and have completed as well as the average of the game genre. Yes. Yes, the goal is to be able to open the sheet anytime I feel like gaming to pick up my backlog. Would you feel spiritually aligned with would it be easy to send like a blank of that on the Patreon? Would you be inclined to do that? Because I do love a spreadsheet. But do I love making them myself? No, I don't. I don't love making them myself. But that sounds great because that's sort of what I do for my reading. And then I can be like goals, like I can edit it a little myself. But like, you should be able to share. That's amazing. Thank you. Yes. Because I need to do that. Because I have a few Switch games. I have a few Steam games. And I sort of have like goals of what I want to finish. But if I had it like concretely and I could check it off, that would be amazing. Long time subscriber here. Hope you're doing all right. I am. Thank you. A single playthrough is not that long. It's just I started another playthrough with another group, and I started another by myself. Okay. Okay. Because yeah, we're playing a multiplayer, like a two-player game. But yeah, I'm like, I can't. And right now, like the only reason we made such a dent in it, we were playing it for like 4 months straight every Friday when I went over to his house. But like typically speaking, before the holidays, we were like trading off whose houses we were at, and we don't play it at my house because it's not at my house. So if that starts happening again, he has a chronic illness, so he hasn't been able to go out and do stuff. But if that starts happening again, he starts coming over here. It's like it's gonna take us like a fucking year to finish Divinity 2. This is my year of spreadsheets updated, made several for work and for myself, so it was just a natural progression left from making a sheet for my. I love that. Sometimes I think about getting into Notion for a similar reason. I'm sorry if you can hear the vacuum. It really wants to get in here. But it sounds like learning Notion is hard. So I haven't done that. But sometimes I'm like, ooh, I could have Notion pages for things, you know? What TV shows have you been watching lately? None. I am not a TV person. I still am not. Sometimes I'm like, okay, now that you like aren't taking up all of your time with content, you could watch TV. But no, I filled my time with other hobbies that aren't TV. So I could not tell you the last TV show I watched, like as a completed. The last TV show I watched, the last thing that I completed was Pokemon Concierge, but that's only because they were 20-minute episodes. There's only like 4 of them. That one pretty much doesn't count though. But I was watching The Last of Us. And I think I've only watched like 3 episodes because it's so fucking stressful. Um, and that's it. I think the next time I'll watch a TV show, like in its entirety, will be when they come out with the next season of Arcane. Because that's one of the last things that I also watched. Like I never, guys, I never watched season 2 of the Grisha show. I never did. Who is she? The first season burnt me out so bad because I was making so much content for it. I think that's what did it. But like, I never watched Shadow and Bone, and I know they canceled it, and so it's kind of fine. But I'm like, what? 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 Yeah, I like I can't watch TV shows. I feel like I don't have the attention span. Have you played any Resident Evil games? I have not. It's not really my vibe because it's a horror game. I probably could play the newest one, but I haven't. I attempted to use Notion earlier this year, and what is even going on there? I'm confused. The free version is for okay, good. No, I'm not even gonna try. Problem with games like the new Original Sin and Baldur's Gate 3 is that I started playthroughs with friends, but then they don't want to play anymore, and so I have to start another playthrough. Oh no! And then I get burnt out. I hate that. I hate that. But loving the resurgence of weekly TV. Yes! Only having to dedicate an hour a week of TV or less to a show is much more manageable. Yes. That's the last thing I watched is House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon season 1, because it was weekly, is the last thing that I watched. Am I nervous about when that show comes back and then I have to watch weekly again? Yes. But I think that I will. I think that I will. But yeah, bring back, stop dropping shows in their entirety. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Like one of my favorite watching experiences from recent years was WandaVision because it was weekly releases. It's so good. It's so good. I want that to come back as a thing because I can't. Like there's so many shows that ideally I want to watch, but I can't. I can't. And then sometimes even weekly TV gives me anxiety because I want to catch up on something. But what if I'm like 3 weeks behind? It's bad enough, let alone having like a whole fucking season in front of me. It's crazy. I don't really watch TV unless it's anime or K dramas, and even then it's rare. Yeah. So I want to get into K dramas, and I have for years. Will I? No, because it's so extensive. Ah. My sister and I made House of the Dragon a weekly ritual, and it was very nice. Yeah, it's nice, and I have a lot of friends that watch it, and like, I don't know, say what you will about any of the Game of Thrones stuff, but like, it is a cultural phenomenon, and people talk about it, and it's fun. It's fun. I like it. But yes, I will always for my like sort of introvert hobbies, I will always prioritize reading and video games before TV. I have a TV that I like barely on. Like I don't have Netflix, I don't have any streaming services. I only use it when someone else comes over that has their service. Um, like it's just not something I used to watch a lot of TV when I was younger, like in my 20s, early 20s. Not anymore. Night, Ben. Thank you for joining. Thank you for hanging out. I'm not gonna hang out too much longer anyway. I just want to do like a quick catch up actually. But yeah, I mean I'm probably gonna hang out for like an hour total. But yeah, so book wise, what are the books that you guys feel like, are like maybe newer or something or like are popping off that I like need to make sure I read? I want to make sure I'm not like missing out completely on things. But I feel like there's nothing, I don't know. I believe we talk about books the same as it used to be, which is fine. Just fine. Doing a panel at Book Night Fest. It's like back in my day, and it's fine. But I'm like, man, remember when like we generally had like everyone was reading the same book, which was good and bad. Also, I had my window open, and my neighbors could totally walk by at any point. So my window opens to like the walkway that my neighbors have to walk by when they park their car. And I usually don't have this window open, but I do because it's nice out. So yeah. Lady Macbeth, is that out yet? I do really want to read that. Lady Macbeth, Ava Reed. August 6th. It's not out yet. That's gonna be good though. Man, some of these I haven't heard. Mistress of Lies. Mistress of Lies. Oh yeah, see, I haven't even seen that. Are people talking about that? I haven't seen it. My goodness. Does anyone know if the new Lee Bardugo book is any good? I just got it for Indie Bookstore Day. So we will see. The new Robert Jackson Bennett is excellent. Hell yeah. I can't wait to get to that. I own that. So, ooh, I also own an Education Malice. Nice. But yeah, I'm hoping the new Lee Bardugo is good. Ooh, the next Singing Hills novella, that's gonna be good. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so all stuff that I like know about. Good. I'm not too far behind the times. That's great. Ooh, yeah, A Letter to Loomis Deep. Yes, I saw that. I own that. I think I got sent an arc for that. Peter Jelly Clark's new novel. I feel like I did know about this. Hold on. P. Jelly Clark. It's not Dead Cattail Assassins, right? Because that's a novella, or is that one you're talking about? Books. I think it's a novella. It's short. Books. Yeah, novella. But is there another one? Mirrored Heavens. Wait, is Mirrored Heavens the Rebecca Roanhorse one? Yes. Yes. I'm gonna about that too. That's soon. That's June. That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah. Okay. So good. All things that I know, which is great. Wait, Heavenly Tyrant came out? No, it didn't. It was supposed to got delayed. I was gonna say, oh my god, you scared me. It was originally supposed to be published on the 30th, but it probably got delayed to 2025. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's been all this talk. There's all this talk. It's probably gonna be 2025. Also, like that whole situation. I am still gonna read it, but like, there's a lot of drama with that situation. That like originally was last year. I mean, I guess yes. It's saying on when I just like Google, it just says originally to be published April 30th, 2024. So yeah, I got pushed back again. But yeah, the the discussion of the inner workings of everything that was happening there was like a lot. Um, yeah. So Zirin was talking about some of the stuff that was happening with their, like, publisher and editor and whatever. However, I think this is a situation where there's, like, 2 subjective experiences and 1 objective truth, and, like, objective truth isn't really a thing. Um, Zirin has been targeted for, like, talking about, like, Palestine and their support of Palestine and stuff from, like, the Hugos and, like, when the Hugos was in China last year and all this stuff. However, um, they were doing some things with their, like, editor at the time. They were basically being like, "I don't wanna work with this editor because this editor is also working with a, like, Jewish Zionist author." Um, so which I think was a little bit of, like, a stretch of, like, editors when you work places, like, you have to edit a bunch of different people's books. Like, there are people that have to edit all those conservative, like, authors' books. Like, if you're working at a publisher, they're like, "You're an editor, and this is your job," right? So, I think being like, "I can't work with this editor because they are also working with somebody else that, like, I don't agree with," is a little bit of, like, I don't know. I think that like, and then talking about it on Twitter, I'm like, I so get that, like, people wanna be super transparent, but I think that, like, basically Zirin caused a bunch more problems for themselves by doing that. Like, not in a tone policing, they shouldn't, like, ever speak out, but more on, like, all you're doing is making more mess in a way that, like, publishers aren't gonna wanna work with you. For better for worse, this is the way that the environment is, of, like, if you're gonna be calling out your publisher all the time on Twitter, like, they're not gonna wanna work with you. There has to be some kind of NDA thing because the amount of, like, consumer boycotts and stuff that have happened in which authors have not spoken out, I know means that there is something, like, in contracts or whatever that's like, you can't be a publisher on social media. Like, you can't. So there was just a lot of I barely even saw it because I haven't been on social media, and this is not even me giving, like, all of the, um all of the different nuances and stuff. Yes. Yes. I also am like, I'm still gonna read their books. I don't think they should be canceled by any means. But it's more so there's some of the stuff that's been happening to them is sort of self-inflicted. And so it is like, yes, there's been a lot of shitty things that have happened, and there's been some things that they're like, it's like you like shh, keep it in your group chat. Talk to a lawyer. Like, stop doing that. You're making it worse for yourself. So yeah, that's the part where I'm just like, oh, stop. Like where they were in contact with the lawyer, and the lawyer, like, I think at one point they had tweeted that like the lawyer was telling them not to say anything. It's like, then don't shush. Like, stop it. And just I think that some of the even the book being late from based on tweets and like stuff that I also know about like other authors that like work with them and whatever. Some of it is like probably some of this drama with their publisher, but some of it is also like they haven't been working on their book, which is fine. Go off, queen. Like whatever. But like some of this, like because you've been doing some other things, because you've been really into the activism, like all that, you haven't been working on your book. Okay. Like because just some of the timeline of like edits and whatever, and them sort of pushing on the publisher is like, baby, some of this is you haven't been working on your book in time. And that's okay. I think I would have a very hard time getting my book done in time too if I was a writer, which is why I don't write. Not one of the, that's one of the reasons. Not the main reason. The main reason that I don't want to write. But like I would have a hard time with deadlines. So, yes, I think we're missed on the bullshit. Like I think that like some of this crap with the publisher has made it so that like they haven't gotten stuff back as quickly as they probably could have. Also, I think it turns stuff late. Like it become like a who fault is it? Um, yeah, it's yeah. There's a line a person has to decide on between a professional career and being a public figure. Totally, I get their decision to be vocal is great and makes sense based on their own life experiences. Yeah, exactly. Um, and I think there's also this like yes, public figure, but an author sort of professional career thing. I think those are technically two different things, and a lot of times because of Twitter, we're combining them. And it's like I actually want to go back to a time. Not that people shouldn't be speaking about like a literal genocide. Like that is not what I'm saying. But I think for other things, especially authors and a lot of people use shush, shush. I don't want to hear from you all the time. Like as much as she is, don't take this out of context. As much as Sarah J. Maas is really annoying, and like does some poor things, I think she's smart as hell for keeping her mouth fucking shut. Like I think she has prevented herself from fully being canceled, even though there's plenty of people that don't like her, because she keeps her mouth shut and she swims in her bathtub of money every night. Smart. From a business standpoint, smart. You know? Does she have morals? I don't know. But like, uh, if I was an author, you would never fucking hear from me. I would be silent. Someone else would run my Instagram and my Twitter. You would not have access to me. Like, absolutely not. So yeah, Twitter is such a weird place in the book community because it's a social platform, but for trad pub authors, it's very much also a professional space. I think authors sometimes navigate it very poorly. I agree. Yeah. I think that there's been like a definite shift since Twitter became such a thing. And like someone mentioned down here earlier, um, that's who was it? Yes, forcing the authors to become public figures, like because that's the only way they can market their book. Yeah, it's become this like cycle. Yeah, and I personally hate it. It's just because publishers don't really want to do their jobs and like properly market authors, and a lot of authors have used social media to get way more marketing they ever would from their publisher, but it's still just like what at what cost? Like I just don't want to hear from authors as much as we do personally. Like I hate it. Um, yes, exactly. This was my like at the end of the day, is it really the editor's fault if I edit another author's book just by it's not being directly affiliated? Yes. Like that's eh. um I also think that some authors forget that publishers are staffed by people who are overworked and doing their best. Totally, totally. And this is not to say that there's not problems with publishing. Like, yes, it can be like a yes and situation of like, yes, there's things to call out, and maybe your personal situation was not like you were completely in the wrong or completely in the right or anything, right? Like, it's not completely black and white like that. And I also think just the way we talk about stuff online and authors get pulled into this is so polarizing now. Like, obviously, there are bad people that are like worthy of being polarized about, but like generally speaking, especially in like sort of book discussions, are you actually getting a situation in which one person is 100% wrong and one person is 100% right? Probably not. Like, generally, in human conflict, you're not necessarily getting that um, with this kind of stuff. So it's like, stop acting like everyone that disagrees with you is a monster. Like, it's not true. Speaking of this, I am so proud of the college kids protesting about this because most of the US media has reported on what is hasn't reported on what has been going on overseas since October 7th. Yeah, Northwestern is doing an encampment right now in Chicago. It's like everywhere, and like people in Chicago keep bitching about roads being closed down, and I'm like, okay, talk to your politicians. Like, like if that's what protest is for, it's supposed to be inconvenient. That is the whole point. What? It's such a tightrope with these authors until they reach a level of popularity they can stabilize and step back from social media. Exactly. I know. It's like a rock and a hard place. It feels like we are losing spaces on the internet for nuanced discussion. Yes. I mean, have we had them for a while? No, I can't remember the last time that like I felt like we could have a nuanced conversation. 10 years ago? Maybe. Not anymore about anything. Like, even if generally the crowd is gonna be, like, fairly accepting of a nuanced conversation, there are so many comments that you have to field as, like, especially as, like, a content creator, that's, like it's, like, not even worth it. You can cover and caveat every single thing, and there's still gonna be someone that's like, "Oh my god, you said this, and therefore you're, like, a fascist," and you're like, "That is not." Oh my god. Like, and that's why I'm like, I don't mind that I'm like kind of back away from social media a lot. Like it infects your brain. I hate it. Reading comprehension is lacking on book Twitter. Yeah. I have never been happier that I've not been on that platform. It's great. Yeah, I also think that might also be that Zirin is a little too comfortable because their debut was such a good deal, and it was such a big deal, and it blinds them to the fact that publishers give it and publishers can take it away, totally. And they could totally self-publicly, but it's like, you can't throw your weight around that much. Literally, literally, literally. Okay, I was watching a Lena Norms video last night. If you guys don't follow Lena, she's fantastic. But she's making a video that was talking about like, hey, with it being wedding season, like people, we should throw parties other than like just weddings or like just like having babies and like having kids and like that sort of non-traditional. And she was giving a bunch of ideas based on how people had responded, I think on her Instagram or Patreon or something. And there was a comment that was like, oh my God, I'm so neurodivergent that like I would hate this. And it's like, I know that that one isn't even that bad. They were saying basically like if people had parties like this all the time, I would fucking hate it. And I'm like, then don't go. Like I should like like even just seeing the comment, I think I responded to it. I was like, so then you could not go. It's like, why do you even have to comment shit like that? Like, or the bean soup debacle. I don't know if anyone ever saw that. That was like it's now like a running joke on TikTok that like someone made a bean soup recipe and someone was like, but what if I don't like beans? Then scroll past it. Like, I can't. I can't, like, I how there was a video I watched a while ago that was talking about, like, and it's not just younger generations, but just, like, our cultural lack of, like, Googling things anymore. Like, and we are, like, unable to problem solve anymore. And it is mostly younger generations a little bit, but just because, like, they aren't even there was a whole thing that I was watching about how millennials, were taught to how to work a computer, like, we had computer classes, right? And so we were taught how to problem solve with, like, technology in a way that, like, boomers never had, and also doesn't um, Gen Alpha, basically. They and some Gen Z might have got computer classes, but like a lot of them didn't. They just were like, oh, I've to it and apps. So like they were never taught how to problem solve. So if you have a thing like bean soup, instead of being like, I just won't scroll or whatever, it's like, why not this for me though? Like, and it's like, why? Why? It's so bad. It's so bad. The kids are not okay. Yeah, and no one has a damn filter, and everyone thinks that everything's about them, and it's like, yeah, or that everyone wants to hear their opinion. I know, that's the thing with, like, again, social media where it's just, like, everyone gets to share whatever they want, and it's like, maybe not. Maybe maybe people shouldn't get to do that. Like, do you guys hear Binksy? Charlie, can you move? Binksy's at the door, and he wants to say hi. Hi, come in here. You hear me talking? Who's me? Here. Who dis? Oh, the man. His little feetsies. Okay, hold on. Ugh. Look at the hands. Oh, he's so cute. Oh my gosh. You smell like sunshine. How are you? He's like, Mother, I did not come in here for this. You did, though. You love it. Quit acting like you don't love it. You were screaming at the door just now. Look at him. Angry. Handsome. He's a good boy. He got his nails trimmed today and he was upset at me. He's upset. That's handsome. Oh, you smell so good. Where'd you He doesn't want you guys to know he's purring. No. He's purring. Yeah. He doesn't want you to know that though. Ugh. Sometimes it's a good idea to like bully kids, I think. It's like sometimes the kids should know that they don't need to say everything that's on their mind. Isn't he so handsome? Oh, he's so handsome. Look at him. He's a little scamp. You little scamp. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, I would do it for free. I'll do it for free. And again, that's why I'm just like, I actually I was talking to a client today about this. I wish that I had the mental fortitude to be one of those people because I have other clients that are like this, that just have, like, a flip phone and, like, no apps on their phone. Amazing. Like, I know that you talk to that kind of person, you're like, "Yeah, I saw this thing on TikTok," and they're like, "I don't know what that is." And as long as you're not a dick about it, like, it's fine. And sometimes I can be like, "Oh, we don't have the same, like, cultural language," but I'm like, "What if what if this just went away? What if it just went away for a while? What if I just what if I" like, every video that you watch where people are like, "I got rid of my phone for a year and it changed my life," you know? But if I don't have a smartphone, how'll I read all my webtoons? Fair. I wish I could hold my cat like that. I can bother them so much. Like, my cats are perfect. So much so that I went over to a friend's house the other day, and one of her cats has no eyes. It's so cute. It looks like a little teddy bear with the little eyes removed. It's so cute. It had an infection when it was a kitten, so it's blind. But their cats are like normal cats where they like don't want to necessarily be pet and they have really big boundaries. And my cats have boundaries. They want to live inside my chest. And so like I don't know what it's like to be around a normal cat. It's crazy. Um, I low key felt this when people on Twitter were like demanding others to put their pronouns in their bio. Oh, ugh. Like people on Twitter. I'm glad to not be on it. I'm free. I think the blending of adult and child faces makes everything worse. Yes. I don't need to know the inane thoughts of 15-year-olds. Go on Tumblr where you belong. Everyone has a Tumblr phase. Go on there and spew your crazy stuff, and then it's there, and you can look back on it. Like I had a Zanga. I get to go back to my Zanga. I don't even know how I could access my Zanga, but I technically, if it was possible, I could go back to my Zanga and be like, "Wow," or like old Facebook things, being like, "Hmm, it was contained. I wasn't talking to adults about that." No one seems to listen to others. Yep, people just hear what they want, but they don't listen. Mhm, mhm. People are just talking past the other person. 100%. Okay, I'm still on Tumblr, as you should be. Tumblr is still a very fun space, but it's contained, right? It's contained, and that's what I like about that. The only social media I go on regularly is YouTube. Yeah, and I barely go on YouTube sometimes. I feel like the YouTube algorithm is also bad. MySpace should come back so cringe can live there again. I 100% agree. We're definitely in a point of this technological development that society hasn't figured itself out. We need a better balance of what the information age means. Yes. Yes. I don't want it gone, but it has taught me so much and forced me to examine uncomfortable truths. Truly. Truly. But like I want people to have like less access to me. That's what growing older is about. Like the older I get, the more I want to turn literally into a bog witch to go live in this and saying for early years, but like it gets more and more true every day. I'm like, I want to live in the city, but I also want to exist in the woods where no one can reach me unless I want to be reached. Leave me alone. Like, and not any like get off my lawn. Like I want to live. Here's the thing. I want to live in the woods with like a bunch of other witches in the woods, and like we have a community and we grow vegetables together and we like use herbs to heal each other and we like dance outside around bonfires. Are you sensing a theme? I just want like a coven. Um, I want small community. That's what I want. This is a millennial dream to just like have tiny houses and like be one with nature. And that's what I want. That's what I want. So yeah, which is again practical magic. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I want. That's what I want. You want the end credits of Wally, and that's valid. I do want like a like solar punk future. Yes, commune. I'm really big in the co-living. But like co-living where like everyone has their own space, but it's all very like close knit in like community. Did you read The Familiar? I haven't yet. I just got it this weekend from Indie Bookstore Day. We're going to be reading it this month, I think, for book club. So I'll read it at some point this month. I hope it's good. It looks good from the cover, but that tells you nothing. So anyway, I told myself I would do an hour, and I don't want to get burnt out on it. So I'm gonna head out. even though we were talking about, media age stuff. But I want to do these slightly more often, but I have no guarantee of that. When I have time, I'll do them. But like I said earlier, if you want more reviews, I'm going to be doing audio reviews on Patreon. So I'm actually going to upload probably the first one tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, those are easier to do than filming video reviews. I will still do video reviews, but you might not see them as often. I'm mostly going to be doing like wrap ups and check ins and stuff like that. So yeah, and I will try. I mentioned it, but I want to just tell you, I think I will do a Hades 2 Twitch stream when it comes out. I think I will. I think I'll play it on Twitch. It'll be fun. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. It's good to see all you guys. Thank you for sitting here while I bitch and tell you how busy my life is. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.